So since we just got episode 2 of The Amazing Digital Circus, there's been a lot of mixed feedback surrounding the episode. For the most part it's been pretty positive, but there was a lot of fuss kicked up around one character in particular, Jax. This was particularly surprising as I personally thought Gooseworx and Glitch had been pretty upfront in presenting his personality in the pilot, but regardless still ended up causing a fuss. I'm gonna go through and give a summary of the situation, then give my thoughts at the end. As always, if you do enjoy these kinds of breakdowns, be sure to subscribe to keep up to date. Anyway, moving into the first topic. Initially all of this seemed pretty ironic and something Gooseworx had actually predicted might happen way back in July last year. She said, "I'm excited to see the Jax fandom get split in half when they see how much of an actual prick he is in the series." After the release of the second episode, some fans started speculating that Gooseworx had gone and changed the script due to the reception of his character in the initial pilot. Gooseworx shut this down pretty quick as well, saying, "A lot of people theorized that I rewrote Jax based on the reception he got from the fans, but the locked scripts for episode 2, 3, and 4 were basically written before the pilot even came out. This whole thing's planned out in detail. This makes a lot of sense, and even without this clarification, should have been what people were thinking anyway. The show has been in production for a long time, and to go back and rewrite a character's personality and dialogue would be far too much time to waste. It honestly felt like his character was just a continuation from the pilot, developing and expanding on what we'd already been given. In terms of the criticism and comments, it seems like some people just had a vision of what they thought they saw in the pilot, and then had that mental image shattered after the second episode. It has been quite a while since the pilot episode, so I can see why this might be the case for some people. It does however feel weird to jump into one character's writing so early into the series as well. As fun as his asshole nature is, I don't think his entire purpose is to be that one-dimensional, which we see a bit of at the end of the episode with Kothmo's funeral. Gooseworx also confirmed to be getting explored deeper in the series in response to a person on Tumblr asking specifically about Jax, wanting him to become a lovable character. Gooseworx said, "Exploring the characters deeper is really what the show is about. Jax is a troubled individual, you'll get to learn all about him someday." Things actually managed to spread so far around that Michael Kovach actually ended up responding to a post saying, "Unironically despise him, I'm sorry y'all." Michael quoted saying, "My bad," making light of the current discourse going on. Obviously as his voice actor he'll be getting a fair bit of flack for just playing the role, even though he would have had nothing to do with the character's personality. He's just playing a character. It's a shame Twitter seems to just be a revolving door of assigning the wrong blame to the wrong people, or just making issues out of nothing for no reason. It seems like for a lot of other shows, this wouldn't have been a big deal, but because of the show's popularity, it's just increased tenfold. Another one of the quotes to this post said, "It's genuinely so funny how the public perception of Jax took such a negative 180-degree flip. The masses can't handle a truly asshole character, heartbreaking," which honestly summarizes it perfectly. It is funny to go around and read some of the comments on these posts, and it was good to see this counter-narrative amongst all this useless negativity. Later on, Gooseworx talked a little bit more about the plot, which will unfold as the series progresses, which actually makes me a lot more excited for what's to come. She says, "Also, apologies to everyone who watched the pilot and wanted a deep lore mystery plot that progresses with each episode. The show's progression is just 95% just character stuff." This was actually good to hear since I think a lot of shows get a bit lost in the weeds trying to develop a world before building their initial cast up. I think doing it this way will also serve to add a layer of mystery, which keeps you on your toes, not fully understanding what's really going on. Overall, I think the Jax stuff was completely unnecessary and kinda highlights how diverse the audience for the show really is. I can't imagine people with fully developed brains walked away from the pilot thinking Jax was going to be anything other than an antagonist, or at the very least an asshole to the main cast. As the series progresses, I'm actually hoping he gets a whole lot worse, since I've enjoyed his malicious behavior so far. Anyway, that's all I wanted to cover in this video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of Jax in episode 2 down below in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.